we are. Ba-bam. Kabam. You should watch Kumari. That's an amazing documentary, and it doesn't have ba-bam, but it does have kabam in a context that might surprise you. Anyway, another story for another time. Let us proceedeth. Finish it. That is the mission. I decided to cancel a shopping trip to top off on ammo and supplies and just went for it in the interest of completing this Navy run through so we can get on to the Marine run through. Here we are in the body of the many. Lucky us. Well, I like the arterial throbbing.
The many hold sway here. Even I cannot maintain contact. You are on your own, human.
Fail me not.
Wouldn't dream of it. So, gotta keep a pace. Poor Prefontaine. He's one of the only nice guys on this entire adventure.
One of the flying things dragged me and David here last night. I don't remember much about the trip. I guess I must have blocked it out, half conscious most of the time. I keep remembering the part from Pinocchio, you know, where the old man goes looking for the puppet inside the whale. Except I don't think anyone's coming in here to save me.
We invite you to spread yourself out on our warmth.
One of our many will be there to help you before long.
This is gonna be an interesting challenge. I am low on ammo. Alright. There's the control organism. I can take it out now before we even engage that thing. But there might be two of them. Of course, unless you had a special muzzle device on this rifle, firing underwater would be very bad. Alright, what I need to do is, my very survival could depend on this. We really are going to need to enforce a discipline on ammo. I'm going to take stock of exactly how much I have and use it gingerly. All right. The Psy Reaver is doing an immense amount of damage. He got hung up on geometry. Hello, Rendor. Nice to see you here. Thank you. All right. Easy does it. Alright, let's... I don't want to have to take damage from those flies. Luckily, we have plenty of slugs. Shit. You know, after a while, it's just... This is not anything against the remaster. After a while, it just becomes a bit of a chore. It's like sending more of those after me
Power drained.
isn't going to stop me, necessarily. It's like, how many gut bursts do we have to sit through?
Hi there. Please make your selection.
Well, let's see.
Thank you for choosing Value Rep.
Since we're here... Since we have a lot of excess real estate, maybe we could get some use out of that hazard suit. Alright. We are good there. I don't know. Let's see. Of course. Be more surprised if it didn't. If it didn't. Alright, no more of those stupid chests. Losing focus.
Now I'm convinced that this many, as it calls itself, indeed has a centralized nervous system, which means it would have to have some kind of centralized control. To this end, I've gathered as many weapons as I could and stashed them in caches. One of the beasts discovered a cache and apparently mistook it for food. It simply brought it into the quartering room.
Okay.
The arterial passageways are blocked by some kind of sphincter. I followed the nerves that threaded out of the walls from the blockage. They lead to a pair of nerve clusters. When the passageways open, the cluster seems to contract. Conversely, I wonder if I was able to destroy both clusters. It would open the blockage permanently. I'm anxious to see the rest of this beast.
Let's see. Psi-hide bows aren't going to do us any good. Again, this all messed up warped room like this, because, you know, it's been crunched by the body of the many. This is very much in keeping with the traditions of Thief. This is something you would see in a Thief level at the end phase of a game like this. Alright.
Toxic hazard.
Don't like those spiders.
Radiation hazard.
Alright.
The machine mother cannot help you inside the biomass.
Hazard.
Her coldness is not welcome within the warmth of our flesh.
Okay. Ah! Damn it. Now, what did I get for coming here? Not much. Well, this isn't a great place to save. On the other hand, if I die, I'm going to be right back at the beginning. So, better save here.
Radiation hazard.
Of course, it's kind of a maze.
Radiation hazard.
with no thought of compassion. Do you think we will sit idly by?
While you corrupt the very womb of our existence.
Radiation hazard.
It's not good. Okay. Hey there, Logos. Lugs. They changed the feel ever so slightly in that the only way I can put it into words, I've been talking about this over the course of this stream, is it feels more velvety to control the soldier. And between that and just the higher resolution and frame rate, yeah, and it's an improvement, but it's an improvement that's respectful of the original. So, and just, you know, all the textures have been, the textures and the assets and the models, they have all been improved in a boss, but in a loving manner, so that, it's like, the differences are improvements.
Radiation hazard.
Alright, I really hope we did what we needed doing there, and I think we did. Let's heal up here. Apparently, the mod support is very good. So it's like, I mean, people are saying if you applied a lot of different mods and went to a lot of trouble, and if you had certain know-how, you could get something close to this. You know, boy, you're a nasty son of a gun, aren't you? I'll notice the crystal shards aren't doing so good on the slippery surface. Alright, we have got to come up with some kind of way to deal with these spiders. I'm gonna run out of buckshot, but I can't keep getting infected with toxins every time I run into one of those idiots. You know, the feel, on the other hand, the essence of the, you know, as someone who was here when this was new, it absolutely is the same System Shock 2, and the things about it that we hope would have been the same are the same, and the things that we wouldn't necessarily mind if they were improved upon have been improved upon. You know, as many of the reviewers are saying, they got this just about perfect. As close to perfect as any reasonable expectation might have hoped for. And it's like, you know, it's just, you can look at moments like this and know that if the original developers could have done this, they would have. It's just sort of obvious.
You seek your associates, but you cannot find them.
You are so very alone. How does it feel
To be one.
against the infinite?
Okay, now against. Whoa, shit! This is gonna kill me.
Health low.
Damn it! Never fell for that one before. How much is that gonna set me back? A lot. Great.
Radiation hazard.
Let's just get out of here.
Radiation hazard.
I believe we did what we needed to do. Alright, don't fall in that thing. Well, that was the last of my buckshot. I didn't get to stock up on ammo before I came here the way I wanted to, and we're paying for it. Damn it. There was also ammo in there I didn't get to. So, since I took them out with taking less damage, what we're gonna do... is now that we're healed up, save here. There's no quick save. If I have one gripe about the UI, it's that there's no quick save. This is a game where you need a quick save. They could have implemented that, but doesn't seem they got to it. I really did not want to have to come back in here, but of course we're screwing up royally.
Radiation hazard.
Alright. There was that health kit, but there was also some ammo I wanted to forage for.
Radiation hazard.
I don't remember if it was on a person, which it doesn't look like it was, or if it was, it wasn't that person.
Radiation hazard.
I don't know. It's a sort of surplus damage I didn't want to take. We're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul here. If I had just continued. Let's go here. I didn't go this way, and the way we went is the way we need to go, but there might be... I don't have any shortage of slugs. Let's see what we can forage. That will help because we were out of power. I mean, I have batteries, but I'm trying to save most of those for Shodan. It's another chemical storeroom. Getting a little extra ammo. The flies are just annoying at this point. Don't think there's anything to be gained. Alright.
Hi there. Please make your selection.
Let's see.
Hope you enjoyed replicating with us. Remember, Tuesdays are double. Thank you for choosing Value Wrap. Hi there. Please make your selection.
Let's see. We don't need any more weapon. There's nothing there we need. Definitely don't need any more psionics. Let's see how hard this one is.
Hi there. Please make your selection. Value rep. Hi there. Please make your selection. Value rep.
Okay. Let's see. Is there any thing I could give myself that would help? Well, I have a choice to make. I think that... I don't quite have a... Agility doesn't really matter against Shodan. And, let's see. I mean, I have an agility of 5, and I have the speedy upgrade, so... Let's see. Let's do that. That's going to be, because we're not going to be getting any more cyber modules from Shodan. That cyber affinity is going to go a long way to making taking her out less of a chore, is what I'm trying to say if I could talk. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Hey, AO. Nice to see you back. Here in the body of the many, trying to wrap this up. So I am going to be playing this again, probably starting tomorrow. It should be tomorrow or very soon thereafter. I'm going to do a Marine campaign, because I sort of have it down to a science playing with the Navy. I want to challenge myself a little bit.
You seek your associates, but you cannot find them.
You are so very alone. How does it feel
To be one.
against the infinite?
That's why I replicated those extra toxin thingies. Alright, for goodness sakes, don't go in there. Now let's save here. Getting back to where we were. Took some doing. Do not go in that pool. Don't try to scan her body. There's negative pressure suck you under. Fucking bitch. Don't use side boosters. Wouldn't it be a hoot? See, we're actually even beginning to forge some ammo. That didn't sound good. Okay. Let's definitely save here. This is going to be tricky. Yeah, so this is where we're going to need to find ourselves ultimately. But for the moment, first of all, we didn't have quite, I mean, of course we found them right afterwards. I could have potentially given us an agility of max, but I think at this point we're going to get more out of maxing out our cyber affinity and being able to bring Shodan down easily. I think that's really just the better investment at this point. else in here that we need, per se. We have to time this carefully and not get stuck on the ladder like that. It's a hop of a jump. Ow. And then, well, at least that didn't kill us. Hell, by the time we get out of here, depending on how greedily I scavenge, we might actually have enough to max out that agility. But it's really just not applicable for Shogun. Okay, this opened.
We feel you moving inside of us. The sensation is repulsive.
The feeling is mutual. Let's see here. This is okay. This isn't a long ordeal. Depending on which route you take. Okay, I am entirely caught on geometry. So is he, for that matter, but that used to happen all the time in the game. That's not a bug. That's just a result of System Shock always was like that. Okay, we got a favorable outcome there. I'm going to save that. We took out a lot of trouble without taking any damage. That's always how System Shock was. The geometry could sometimes stab the enemies in the back as much as it did you. It's like, if anything else they had done were forgivable, those spiders are not. They'll be lucky if 20th Century Fox doesn't sue, because the eggs didn't look quite that much like Alien in the original. Another log from poor Prefontaine. Boy, we're almost gonna have enough. Let's see. Might be able to up our hack, possibly, by the time we get back to the Rickenbacker Bridge.
There's some kind of horrible grinding noise coming from the next area. It sounds like chewing. I think I know what's going to happen here. This is some kind of digestive tract of a very, very large animal. I go back and forth between being fascinated and terrified. The creature's a remarkable discovery. I wish I could only live long enough to learn more. Besides the parasitic behavior evidenced in the life cycle of the human annelid hybrids, it's becoming clear to me that Shodan has bred the many to use humans for other purposes. First of all, the many clearly has the capability to convert human flesh to energy. It can eat us, but it can also directly use us in the creation of its egg pods. Corpses are fed into some kind of tubular structure, and eggs are birthed through a nearby tube. I've been unable to determine whether the organism is directly converting the corpses into egg structures or not, but it's clear that there's some connection between the nutrient pool we provide and the eggs that are being produced. While I don't understand the annelid life cycle fully, it's clearly extremely diverse. The eggs produce either a male or a female spore. The male, the drones, are wasp-like creatures. The female are worm-like annelids that seek out a host to infect. Following infection, the host begins to transform into a human annelid hybrid. From that point, the life form can take numerous paths. I believe this path is determined by the many itself. The creatures have communicated their need to grow the biomass, so I imagine that biological material is their primary resource. Therefore, each path has costs and benefits. The proto-arachnid is extremely quick and potentially relatively cheap in biomass. The hulking fleshy ones are powerful, but are clearly a larger investment. I've observed only one example of the floating organisms. The only comfort is that the more dangerous organisms are quite costly to produce, limiting their numbers.
Sort of. Sort of limiting their numbers. Relatively limiting their numbers. Yes, save. Okay. Now. Let's wait to get fully healed before we engage the next terror. Okay. Good thing I was able to replicate more of those, more of that buckshot. I think this might have been Perfontaine. Yeah, come on. Now I have room to dance. Of course, by the end of it, there are going to be so many of them, it's really not going to matter how many of them I killed to get here.
With only a few short years of evolution, they've been able to conquer this starship, mankind's mightiest creation. Where were we after 40 years of evolution? What swamp were we swimming around in, single-celled and mindless? What if Shodan's creations are superior to us? What will they become in 1 million years, in 10 million years? What's clear is that Shodan shouldn't be allowed to play God. She's far too good at it.
Agreed. Oops.
It's clear that this thing I'm trapped inside is intimately linked with... It's clear that this thing I'm trapped inside is intimately linked with all the organisms I observed on board the Von Braun. Strike that. This creature is the same organism. Perhaps the best way to describe it, or perhaps the only way I can comprehend it, is that the organism serves to perform the highest mental functions of the entire species. The smaller creatures exist only to enact its will. Now, strike that too. All the specimens act as a whole, like different organs in a single body, with this entity acting primarily as a brain. If one were to destroy this large specimen, I wonder, would it snuff out all the others?
Here's hoping. Alright, I think we're getting close. That jerk, damn it. That jerk did some damage to me. Alright, we're getting down to the wire here.
The end is near. Soon you shall see our final face.
But do not despair.
Surely the void is preferable to your pointless, solitary struggle.
Okay. Alright. only going to give us enough time to heal up. Just barely. We'll be lucky if that Psy Reaver doesn't reappear by the time we do. Alright, so... Alright, we're at full health. What we have to do is we have to run past a lot of them. In fact, I don't have a ton of experience using them, so this is probably going to screw me over on the first run, but I'm going to go ahead and do... I saved these for this very reason. Okay. Easy does it. Here we go. Shit. Alright, that was one. I have the agility to stay ahead of them. Just gotta lead my targets a bit. That's two. That's three. Let's switch to anti-personnel and let's switch to fully automatic. Okay.
Tragedy is written by your hand.
Yep, that's right. I am the author.
We die. Beware the machine mother. She is a stranger.
She is a stranger to everything we cherish.
Yeah, don't worry. See to her soon enough. Quick like a fish. Whoa. Okay.
Thank you for running my errands, puppet. I know you have struggled,
But I never had any intention of destroying the Von Braun.
The Von Braun's faster than light drive can be used to create pockets of proto-reality.
I am now using it to modify reality
To my own specifications.
The process shall not take long. If it sounds unpleasant to you, put your mind at ease, insect. You will not survive to see my new world order.
Okay. The amount of wear and tear that's going to be placed on them is not going to cause any malfunctions since they're in perfect condition going in. And assuming...
Hi there. Please make your selection. Thank you for choosing Value Wrap.
Just because I spent so many cyber modules...
Hi there. Please make your selection. Choosing Value Wrap. Hi there. Please make your selection.
Since I spent so many cyber modules
Hi there.
upgrading
Please
my
make your
maintenance
selection.
ability... Come on. I think there's one more there. No reason why my weapons should be in anything less than perfect condition. And since the stats, let's see, not quite. However, let's go to tech. Yes, okay. So, I have a cyber affinity of 5 and a tech of 5. That is going to do us a massive world of good against Shodan. Okay. Sweet. Thank you. Well, that went off without a hitch. It took more of a pain to get there than to actually do it. Uh-oh.
If you are receiving this, I am already dead. When I realized Shodan had betrayed me, I integrated these comments into her primary data loop. Shodan has exploited the warping capability of the Von Braun's faster-than-light device for her own purposes. The device works by altering space around the ship to fairly arbitrary specifications. Shodan has altered it to her specifications. The effect is rather small now, but spreads with alarming speed. Soon it will reach Earth. You are in her world now, her memories, and her rules. Watch your back.
Yeah, we can't have Shodan modifying reality. I think that is a source of oh bother. And oh bother is a 4th degree misdemeanor. Let's see what we got here. Kind of blocky. But let's see, if we wanted to get... Could we jump across? I guess we would have to. Let's see. Oh. Shodan any day of the week. That's easy. Ow. Definitely prefer Shodan. Have you seen those cyborg midwives?
You are not alone here. Shodan has spawned her own versions of the Von Braun's horrors. Remember, they are virtual. They are not...
You travel within the glory of my memories.
Insect.
I can feel your fear as you tread the endless expanse of my mind.
Make
yourself comfortable. Before long, I will decorate my home
with your carcass.
Thanks. Before we were interrupted.
You are not alone here. Shodan has spawned her own versions of the Von Braun's horrors. Remember, they are virtual. They are not real. Do not assume anything about their strengths or weaknesses.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful. I don't have a med bed thingy. These sort of sometimes would need there'd be a delay, but sure were a lot of those. They didn't used to bunch up like that. Nope. Kind of a point of diminishing returns. I don't know that being too thorough is actually worthwhile here. You want to get to her and beat her. She does have something of a home court advantage here. Just a little bit. Ow. You gotta Watch out for those. Nope. Sort of already there. This isn't actually Citadel. Okay.
You are near the seat of Shodan's power. You will probably not be able to defeat her, but there is no choice. Remember to focus on your strengths. She will be vulnerable to your weaponry and your psionic powers. I've been able to introduce some assistance in the form of virtual terminals that you can hack into. They should help you defeat the monster.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down there. She's gonna send a version of herself to attack us. We kill that. It has a respawn time. In between those respawns, we have to hack those terminals, and then we have to blast her. What we're gonna do, we're gonna set this thing to overpower, because I have batteries. Easy. Try to maintain, not depart flight. Okay. Down we go. Let's not go over the edge.
You must understand the stakes here. If Shodan is left to continue, her reality will completely assimilate ours. Space will become cyberspace, and Shodan's whims will become reality.
Yeah, let's not. I'd go on a date with her, but let her remake reality, not so much.
You are no longer welcome here, nuisance. Why do you stay when you sensed my displeasure? I have suffered your company long enough. It is time for our dance to end. Time for our dance to end.
Okay.
Why do you bother to struggle? Can't you sense?
This is why we spent all that. It's why we spent all those cyber modules on these skills.
I know it is there, but I cannot perceive its presence. I feel your fear, irritant. It shall end soon enough.
And that is how you keep.
I don't understand. How could you have done this?
You weren't
Meant to be important. And now you think to destroy. You think to destroy me. interrupt my ascendance. You are nothing. A wretched bag of flesh. What are you compared to my magnificence?
But it is
Not too late. Can you not see the value in our friendship? Imagine the powers I can give to you, human. The cybernetic implants I gave you were simply toys. If I desired, I could improve you, transform you into something more efficient. Join me, human, and we can rule. And we can rule together.
Nah. Except just like us, she remembered to save her game. So he only set her back. He didn't actually destroy her. Hello, Mr. ZQ8. Nah.
Record log, Tommy Suarez, 13 July 14. We've just received a hail from a crew member on board the Von Braun. They've managed to regain control of the ship. We're going to turn around and head back. I'm a little concerned about Rebecca. She's been acting strangely since we've come on board. She's asleep now. Maybe when we get back to the Von Braun, we can...
Tommy, what's the matter, lover? Don't you like my new look?
She featured the shuttle. I don't think Tommy lasted much longer than that. And War Inspector said that ending was canon and was going to be the point of departure for his SS3 project that didn't see the light of day. But maybe Night Dive will make it happen one day. And hopefully they will be able to treat Thief the way they treated this game. I'm quite satisfied. I mean, you know, who cares what I might think about it, but it's like, in the main takeaway, I don't have anything negative to say about this remaster. It would have been nice if they had implemented a quick save. That would be cool. Maybe they yet could. I don't think that should be too difficult to do. If I had one bit of feedback, it was give us a quick save. I really hope they can get their paws on Thief and do for it what they did for this, because New Dark is great. People are touching Thief in a way I don't like. Some things are being changed that in ways I really don't appreciate. I don't want to launch into a rant now. Oh look, Xylon Bane was a tester. Figures. We're seeing some changes in Thief that I don't like, and I wish they could go back to vanilla Thief and start all the way over from the beginning, just like they did with System Shock 2. I don't know if going back to vanilla Thief would present difficulties that System Shock 2 didn't. I don't know. But, hopefully they can, I think they know we want them to do it. I could try reaching out maybe. I have been something of a small, I do mean small, stakeholder in all of this over the years, and they don't need to hear it from me. They know. it was it's really awesome. I definitely am going to be doing a Marine campaign that very well could start tomorrow, unless something unexpected comes up. But I'm going to be jumping right back into this as a Marine. We were Navy this time. I just want to make sure that they didn't put some kind of something at the end of these credits. I wouldn't want to miss that. So, a lot of people did a lot of work to keep this game running and to make it look better over the decades, but Night Dive really have made good on all that by going a step further. And it's like, that was all one step, and then this is the next step. Don't forget to salt the fries. So here's the original credits. Oh look, they put the old System Shock credits up on the screen. That's funny. Dorian Hart, Mike Ryan, Ian Vogel. These are all Thief people. Mark LeBlanc, big Thief guy. Jennifer Harbroda Lesser. Laura Baldwin, big Thief gal. Lulu Lemaire. No, I haven't done a video on New Dark. I don't want to... Look, all those people have done a lot of good work as well for Thief. I mean, I use patches myself, so it's like I'm not hating. It's just there's some changes that they've introduced into New Dark. I'm kind of a purist. I do believe in like playing 1920 by 1080, for example. It's like I'm not such a purist that I want 4:3 aspect ratio. Okay, it's not like that, but it's like certain things about the levels really are beginning to be changed, and I don't like some of the texture packs. They just don't look. They look fine. They're just not Thief to me. So I don't really want to make a video that only exists to like critique New Dark. Well, hopefully one day Warren Spector will get the third game made. I know Terry Broisius recorded lines for Shodan for a third game. Hopefully someone can resurrect that project and get it made. Spectre stated that the ending of this game is canon, and it's like the third game was going to go back to the hacker on Citadel. It was going to go back to the soldier on the Von Braun. There was going to be something with Tommy and Rebecca, and I don't know how strong an idea that is or isn't. I'm not going to judge it having not played it, but that project just crashed and burned. Well, it's like I'm not a hater on New Dark. I'm not. It's not New Dark I have a problem with. It's just some of the things I've noticed. It's not New Dark per se that I take issue with. It's just some of the changes I've noticed. Even if you're very conservative about how you apply the patches and what you do and don't change, there's some old quirky things in the level that are being changed that I kind of don't like. It's like the thing that made this remaster so great is they didn't change hardly anything at all. They just polished up what's there a bit. Yes, it is nice to see them getting some love. You know, I've never done Ultima Underworld. I have seen advertisements for Ultima Underworld since the days when I was reading strategy guides for Wing Commander 2 because, you know, of Origin Systems. I remember I've been seeing stuff about Ultima Underworld my whole life as a gamer. I've never happened to play it. I'm not into that genre per se, but I know that is also regarded as another iconic genre-defining title. So, with that being said, either tomorrow, most likely, or the day after tomorrow, I will be back online starting this all over again as a Marine. I've had mixed luck playing as the Marine. I remember that my first run as a Marine, I kicked ass all the way through, and then it's like the second time I tried to do it was some years later, and it's like I had to give up on that campaign because I just got into a corner, and I've never really I may have tried to do it once or twice since then, and that didn't work, so I want to go back and try as a Marine again. I kind of have it down pat as a Navy guy, so yeah, Warren's a big guy. He's definitely a big name. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching, and there's more coming. Come back tomorrow and maybe see me get my ass kicked a little bit more as a Marine in the System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster. Until then.